All right. We are back again. Last episode, we started a project. I then somehow forgot to record that, and I showed you that. So that's going to be put on not hold, but we're going to get at least some of it functioning today during this episode so that we can still make our iron properties. Because I can't do anything without iron, unfortunately. So we are going to spend the next amount of time working on said project. So everything down here should be completely set up for. Anyway, these things that big? I think it should be set up for this, except the fact that obviously iron's not involved. Um, so we gotta get everything hooked up and started processing the iron ingots. So that it can make it way upstairs, and then I gotta finish making the doors and all sorts of fun stuff, but that'll become final touches later. So we are going to get the iron up here, and then oh, look at that! Forgot to put that in. We're gonna get the iron up here and get it start processing inside the refineries and get the ingots out and start going up, so that we can fill the machines that we have ready to process the stuff we want. And then I get to spend the next couple minutes deciding how I'm going to go set up the upstairs. So, we're going to make our way down. I could fly, but I choose to run in this one. We use fly for showing off the build. Probably should use the truck, honestly. I have it. So, still making copper stuff. I gotta up the copper wiring, but so far we are good to go. So, going to make our way this way. Whoa. Excuse me, sir. You are trash and debris. Adios. Alright. So, essentially, what is going to happen here is we have... what the hell do we have here? We should have 4 ways up. Each one of these is coming in off a Mark III belt. I don't have any steel. Yay! I'm not going to run all over there to get steel. So, but I'm going to explain what is going to happen here. We are going to connect, essentially, these in place. Just that simple. So, let me run and get some steel, and let me get that done. So, as you can see, everything is plugged in and starting to run. We got ourselves minor Mark IIs, pushing 240 out. These nice nodes. We got a lot of these. Spread all over the place. I got one way the hell out here. I am pulling resources in from... Goddamn. Quite a way. What is this conveyor belt? Why are you a Mark 1? Oh, you're only doing 60 per minute. Makes a lot of sense. So, we got a 60 per minute coming in. Math doesn't really line up. I'm making more than I can actually move. Unfortunately. But yeah, essentially I'm moving more product than we make, or I'm making more than I move. Which is okay. So, but I gotta do it for the output of our highest, which is whatever. These are 270. 270 is the highest I can output, so I divide from 270. Typically, I try to divide it into 2, and then do 120 from that. But as everyone knows who plays this game, math in this game is not easy. So we're gonna have to do the assemblers in some kind of formation. But essentially, if I'm not mistaken, I have a bunch of these paired together to make it back up to about 300. So this makes 30 per minute, and I got a bunch of these in line. And like I said, they all hook up underneath. And I'm pretty sure these groupings hook up together. Those groupings, these groupings, so on and so forth all the way down. Not all of these are hooked up and ready to go. So we gotta go do that. Get the iron moving in. It should just be a 60 minute per belt, or 60 resource per belt, to move in. Everything's hooked up for power, even though it says no power. Did I not? Oh, here's the power. Oh, that's the lights. Where's that going to? Nope, that goes to the machines. So if I wanted to, where is? I don't have any cables. Do I have any cables on me? No, I don't. Of course I don't. We'll hook up the power here in a minute. It's just gonna go to this power pole and stretch back down, which then goes all the way across to our power plant. Which, I guess I removed the marker for it, but it's out that way where the sky bridge is. So let me get underneath and get all this hooked up, and I'll show you the final project of the resources coming in. This half I built as extra. I actually don't have enough input for. I'm hoping to find a way to bring input in and get the input set up. So each one of these makes 30 iron per minute. I believe there's 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 per side. So that's 18. Math, 18 times 30, I think. So let me get everything hooked up, and we'll see how the output comes. This is the sanity check-in of the part of the project. I'm losing my mind here. This is a lot of math and a lot of staring, and I know I said I wasn't flying, but I've decided to fly because best way to get around this place. I have a total of 9 processors here, or constructors, for the one side coming off of here. I've already forgotten why I'm separating this into separate floors, per se. But each one of these only has 1 coming up to them. Each one can be split up twice, after I upgrade all the lifts, because none of the lifts are Mark IIIs. All these are going to be able to get split up twice. Now, I'm assuming I was doing something where they all traverse over to here, and I think under there was going to be 4 screw alternate recipe builds. And what I mean by that is, whoops, this. So each one of these takes 5 ingots. It takes 12.5 per thing. Excuse me. So we've broken it up into nice even chunks. I'll eventually have to go through and change all the belts, because currently I have them all to Mark IIs, because math is just not on my side. They're all completely full. The machines aren't filled yet because I haven't turned the power on yet. But these sides hooked up. I gotta hook this side up. And then we're gonna do the same thing to this side. I believe this is what I was trying to do at the beginning, because the screws are the hardest thing to keep in stock. So the screws were gonna be the biggest portion of this, and then I'm pretty sure plates and rods we're gonna fill up this floor. Obviously, it's not gonna take up the whole floor, so these are going to be put onto a buffer system. And then I will probably do the same thing. Ooh, whoops. I will probably do the same thing to this floor anyways. Combine the inputs of these machines. So like all these are going to come down to this side, over to here, into a merger, which then goes into a output. Um, as you can see, it's all nice, pretty lines. So we're going to essentially take this whole side and scooch it on over to here. Gonna try to make it as the same as possible, um, which won't be too difficult. It's actually real simple. So essentially, this is coming in at 270. It is outputting at 120 per side. There's going to be an extra amount. Well, not really an extra amount. It's going to be slow to split because I'm actually. Oh no, it is 270. It's 270 coming in, but it doesn't split evenly by two. It does, but not to the belt of two. Each one goes in at a rate of 12.5. As you see here, 12.5. So, with the 12.5 coming in, I can split it up 9 times. Relatively even. It's about. Let me go back to the calculator I have. If I do the math, 12.5 times 9, it's going in about 112. So it's pretty decent. So I gotta get this side set up now. And then we can do the screws on, get the screws into their buffer system, which then are going to come over here to the assemblers, which are there. The assemblers, these are going to come down a floor if they need to, or stay on this floor depending on what they make. Screws are going to go up, down, left, or right. They're all going to be moved along the glass if they have to go between floors, just to keep it looking nicely. So... And then the same thing here. If they require to be assembled on different floors, so stuff that needs to go with screws are going to go down. Screws that need, well, essentially, I think everything's going to go down because most of the stuff will go with screws. I don't think nothing will be on the rods platform, unless I deem otherwise. So a majority of this factory is just going to be empty. I might make it like a little viewing area. And then we'll eventually see what we have and set up a transportation system for what we need to move to the rest of the facility here. Such as the steel. I'm not going to do conveyor belt all across. I'm going to build a nice road to get the stuff from here to there. I made this nice big area for trains when I end up getting them. So, it is the check-in on this. I am going to finish this side. So this will look almost similar to the other side with everything hooked up and powered on and ready to go. And hopefully the power grid holds. So I will see you when I get to that point. Alright. Don't mind the graphical change, obviously. So, this is running. It's all nothing but screws. Each side comes down to one of these. The downside is the middle all comes together. Not the most ideal, but I'll make it that work. Same thing this side comes down into here. So everything is being processed and made quite efficiently so far. I've had a few hiccups. Some of the machines aren't getting enough iron, but eventually these machines will fill, and so will those. So nice big buffering system in place for the screws. Next, we're going to work on the plates. I'm assuming that's what I was doing up here. Plates, and then we've got ourselves rods. And then we can separate them, because this is about as far out as they're going to all go. We will do that as soon as I get the energy to do it. We should have this finished by the end of this clip. So yeah, well, you can see that the iron is struggling to keep up. Math is not always correct with how much I can put in, considering these fill till they are at 100. So we're gonna have to play around with it, or just wait for everything to fill up, and hoping I turn everything else on, it stays full. So we are going to work on the iron section now, or the ooh, the good old-fashioned plates. Those are also gonna only be one-sided because plates are extremely easy to make. Whoops. Iron plates, 20 per minute. You know, they take in 3, so it's pretty simple. Yeah, takes in 30 per minute. Pretty self-explanatory on that one for these guys. So this is 270 coming in, so I can split that up into 30 per minute relatively evenly. And then same thing with the rods. Ooh, iron rod. They 15 per minute, so I can actually make a little more with them. And they produce 15 per minute. I don't have any other recipes for those. Screws are running on the alternate recipe, where it just takes iron ingots, which is much better than plates and rods trying to do all that fun stuff. So best to get that recipe as soon as possible. Once we finish this, we will do a teardown of that facility there, open up that land back up to better things. We're probably gonna fill all the concrete in all the way down so we can make a nice one big area for transportation system. We're gonna probably use trucks because I do not believe that I am anywhere near train. I missed that. I don't have any barriers on me. I believe we're not on trains yet. I don't know. Whoops. Trains themselves. We gotta finish that tier 6. We can't make any of that stuff yet. Oh, but Mark IV logistics. Oof. That's gonna come in handy over there, actually. I overmake, so we could probably speed up production a little bit. Not really in need of that. Jetpack's gonna be pretty nice. We'll probably end up doing this as well. We'll probably do that. I still have jump pads and hypertubes. I still need to do this one. We'll figure that out. But we're making industrial manufacturing first, so we can get all this nice stuff here, like the computer, so we can come here to the trains, and we can unlock the trains. Logistic Mark IV. I'll probably do the jetpack once I figure out the rest of this. This one's, I'm actually going to call it on this one. We'll make this a couple parts for these episodes. A little shorter, more explaining than actually building, which I think will be just fine. Eventually, when I get the trains up and running, this half will be turned on and will produce more of stuff we need, depending on what it is we need. But currently we have 3 sets of 9. I'm sorry, 3 sets of 18 running at a time. So production on that should be pretty sufficient. So we are rolling through here, making nice amounts of screws, letting these fill up so that we can start the production on the rest. So plates will be next. Plates and rods probably. And then we'll have a whole set up for the assemblers. So we can start assembling these products together, and then working our way to do rubber and plastic. It seems to be our next critical milestone. So that'll be it for today.